Some very crucial developments as far as the floods in Northeast is concerned. We're learning that Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has expressed grief over the deaths caused by these heavy rains and the flooding that northeastern states have witnessed. We've seen severe waterlogging in Assam and Arunachal Pradesh that have affected more than 3 lakh people. Meanwhile, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has urged the centre and state governments to expedite relief and rescue operations in order to minimize the suffering of the people. She's called on Congress workers to assist those affected. Meanwhile, as of now, 34 flood-related deaths have been reported across northeast India. My colleague Anand Singh with us on the broadcast live this morning. Anand, we've of course been tracking what's been transpiring in the northeast since the last couple of days. Heavy floods, severe waterlogging has been witnessed. Unfortunately, 34 people have lost their lives. Now, Priyanka Gandhi, of course, coming out, she has expressed her sympathies and she's also called in for Congress workers to pitch in and help those who are still stranded.
Yeah, Pia, look, this is not the first time that Congress leaders have appealed their party leaders to come forward and help the flood-affected victims. Now, as even the northeastern states, especially Arunachal and Assam, has been facing severe flood-like situation due to heavy rains in last few days. At least 34 people have died over there, and she condoled the death of the people over there, and she also sympathized with lack of people who have been suffering due to these massive floods, as even as the state government and the central government and paramilitary forces, especially the NDRF, are trying their best to relocate the people over there affected in floods. So clearly now Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has appealed the centre as well as the state government to expedite their relief works and to provide ration and everything to the people affected by flood in northeastern states. And she also called on the Congress workers to help the people over there and provide them relief materials in this situation. So clearly the Congress has come forward now, and they are also appealing the centre as well as the state government to speed up the process of relief operation in the northeastern states, which is facing severe flood-like situation for the past few days. Back to you, Pia.
All right, Anand, thank you very much for joining us live this morning. Of course, sharing those details. Meanwhile, we're learning that stranded tourists in Lachung are now being actively evacuated through a coordinated effort involving the police, residents, forest personnel and the Lachung Hotel Association. Gatso Lachungpa, the president of the Lachung Hotel Association, is leading the evacuation operation on the ground with support from the local administration. My colleague Nibir with us on the broadcast. Nibir, of course, we've been tracking these developments very, very closely as far as what is transpiring in Sikkim. We've learned that over the last couple of days, hundreds of tourists have been stranded in Sikkim, and now of course everybody, whether it is the hotel association, whether it is the officials of the forest department, they're all pitching in order to rescue these people. What is the latest that you're tracking as far as the relief efforts are concerned?
Well, the road connectivity to Lachung in Sikkim has been restored, and the evacuation of stranded tourists has commenced early morning. The BRO teams have cleared the landslides and have reconstructed damaged stretches, and they've also restored the dangerous breach near the suspension bridge at the Fidang for at least one-way vehicle connectivity. So this is a big development as far as evacuation and of the tourists are concerned, and this is towards the Lachung, which is paving way for the evacuation of the stranded tourists via the Lachung Chungthang Shiphere Sangklang Dikhu road. So this is the latest development, Pia, because the debris was blocking the road, but the debris has been now cleared by the BRO following the landslides which was triggered by the heavy rainfall, and as a result of that, at least one-way traffic has been restored, which has helped the stranded tourists stuck in North Sikkim to go out of that place.
All right, Nibir, stay on with us. We're tracking further updates as far as Arunachal Pradesh is concerned. We're learning that 3.6 lakh people in 764 villages across 19 districts have now been affected due to the flash floods in Assam. At least 10 people have been killed so far, and you can see visuals, in fact, of a man crossing a traditional hanging bridge in Anjar district in Arunachal Pradesh. These visuals are on your screens. The video has of course been shared by Union Minister Kiran Rijiju. It shows the intensity of the flow of water over there. My colleague Nibir is still with us on the broadcast. Nibir, what's happening in Arunachal? What are you learning as far as the ground situation, the rescue and relief operations in Arunachal is concerned?
Well, heavy rainfall in Arunachal Pradesh has triggered, devastating flash floods and landslides, which has resulted in the tragic loss of at least 9 lives, what we are getting to know, and 7 people from 2 families were killed when their vehicle was swept away in East Kameng district, and extensive damage and disruptions have occurred. And the visual that we just played is from the Anjao district, a border district in the international boundary, and this district has seen a lot of flooding and landslide, and the bridge, which is a makeshift or traditional bridge, has been used to cross dangerous terrains, Pia, because of.
All right, Nibir, it seems that we've lost your connection. Remember, Nibir is of course joining us live from Guwahati. He's been covering the floods on the ground in Guwahati. Nibir is back with us. Nibir, you are walking our viewers through what's transpiring in Arunachal Pradesh.
Well, the situation here is difficult because Arunachal Pradesh is the first state in the country through which the Brahmaputra enters India, and the Brahmaputra has been flowing in very dangerous levels. Its tributaries and distributaries are also now filled with water, and as a result of that, there are a lot of problems. The visual that we just showed is from the Anjao district, which is a border district along the international boundary. And because of the prevailing situation of floods and landslides, people had to cross the traditional makeshift bridge, and further 9 people have already died due to landslides. And the biggest challenge in Arunachal Pradesh is not just flooding, because it is already a high level state in the Himalayas, but the problem is the landslides, Pia, and that is, as a result of that, we have already seen casualties happening there.
Indeed, Nibir, and one last question, before I free you, what's the situation as far as removing the debris is concerned? We do know that a cloudburst had taken place due to which these landslides and waterlogging and these floods are occurring. So what's the situation as far as clearing this debris in Arunachal Pradesh is concerned?
Very important question, Pia, because the debris has been cleared by the defense forces. The army, BRO, and are all working to clear the debris, not just in Arunachal Pradesh, but even Sikkim. Because of the intervention of the BRO, the stranded tourists could go out of the place, and as a result of that, now there is one-way vehicular connectivity. Similar in Arunachal Pradesh and different parts of the northeast, the BRO and the army has been called in. They are doing humanitarian work. They are providing assistance to all those people who are stranded, along with the SDRF, NDRF, and the district administration. The main priority is to clear the highways. Once the highways are cleared, Pia, then people can go out of the danger zone, and also the vehicular traffic can continue, because a lot of the roads in Arunachal Pradesh have been blocked due to the landslides.
Indeed, Nibir, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast this morning, of course, sharing the latest update as far as what exactly is transpiring in order to mitigate the adverse impact of these floods in northeast is concerned. Meanwhile, we're shifting focus to some other news coming in. The third Lavender Festival has been inaugurated by Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh in the Doda district in Jammu and Kashmir. Organized by the Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, Jammu, the festival is hosting an agro startup expo showcasing innovations in value-added productions and technologies related to lavender. Lavender has in fact given the small farmer of Jammu and Kashmir's town of Bhaderwa a national identity and also a national role in India's economic growth. Lavender cultivation has generated employment for about 3,000 farmers and young entrepreneurs in Jammu and Kashmir's remote areas. Over 1,000 farming families are cultivating lavender on 200 acres. My colleague Sambhav Sharma is at Ground Zero. He, of course, explains what exactly this festival is and how exactly lavender cultivation has burgeoned over the last couple of years in Baderwa. Take a look.
Hello and welcome to NewsX. I am Sambhav Sharma and I am in Doda district of Jammu Kashmir, a particular place called Bhadrawa in Doda district of J&K, where Lavender festival is underway. This Lavender festival is to celebrate the crop, lavender crop, which is cultivated in this area and gives employment to around 3,000 farmers, the local native farmers of this Chenab Valley, and to celebrate that, because the harvesting season of the lavender crop is underway. June is the harvesting season, and that's why to celebrate it, the Lavender Festival is going Bhadrawa. I'll request my friend to pan the camera and show you the visuals here in the Lavender Festival. Dr. Jitendra Singh, Jitendra Singh, Union Minister, is arriving, and he'll chair this particular event. Many of the farmers are here, and see the kind of byproducts this lavender gives, like perfume. It is used to make soap. So there are different stalls being put here, and different farmers are here who cultivate lavender. I'll try to connect with one of those. आप lavender की खेती के बारे में जानते हैं?
हम जी इसका बारे में क्या जानते हैं जी, ये एक देश के लिए हमारा प्रधानमंत्री, काफी हमारे हिंदुस्तान के लिए ये हमारा प्रधानमंत्री, जो हमारा देश है, एकजुट होकर हम लड़ेंगे, एकजुट होकर रहेंगे, हम देशभक्त हैं और देश के साथ रहेंगे। हम देशभक्ति हैं, देश के साथ मिलकर रहेंगे और देश का साथ देते हैं।
यहाँ लेवेंडर फेस्टिवल में, भद्रवा में लेवेंडर फेस्टिवल में आपका आना हुआ है, क्या वजह है?
ये वजह हम जितेंद्र सिंह का आना है, खुशी है हमारी, हम खुश होकर आए हैं, नाले हम एकजुट होकर आए हैं, हिंदू मुसलमान एकजुट होकर आए हैं, तो हमने दुश्मन के साथ मुकाबला किया हमने 3 दिन में हमारे देश ने, तो हम उस खुशी में आए हैं कि हमारा देश आगे बढ़े, हम आगे बढ़े, हम एक होकर लड़े। तो हम ये है कि हम देशभक्ति हैं, तो देश के लिए, देश की खातिर है, हमारा जो भी कहना है वो देश के।
I'll also try to connect with few shop owner. This is JK Aroma. I am here at JK Aroma. क्या है ये JK Aroma का कॉन्सेप्ट?
जेके अरोमा का कॉन्सेप्ट है कि कोई अनएम्प्लॉयड नहीं रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ बहुत ही अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट थी, जिसकी वजह से ये ड्रग्स से बाकी चीज़ों में जाता था। जो कॉन्सेप्ट आया लेवेंडर का, इसकी वजह से फार्मर्स को भी काम मिला। लेवेंडर प्रोग्राम में जितने भी हम काम कर रहे हैं, इसकी वजह से एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट हो गई, तो इसकी वजह से हमारे यहाँ
लोकल एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन बेसिक आइडिया। आप क्या क्या बना रहे हैं, क्या क्या ये प्रोडक्ट है?
ये हमारा सिडार ऑयल है, सिडार वुड हेयर ऑयल है।
अच्छा, ये हेयर ऑयल है
जी। ये हमारा पाम ऑयल है।
इन सब में लेवेंडर का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, लेवेंडर के पौधे का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है।
लेवेंडर के पौधे का, और इसमें सिडार का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, इसमें लेवेंडर का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है। ये लेवेंडर हेयर फॉल है, ये हमारा ये हेयर फॉल के लिए बहुत ही अच्छा होता है। और ये मसाज ऑयल है।
इसमें लेवेंडर का क्या बेसिक इस्तेमाल हो?
बेसिक है कि रिलीफ देता है, रिलीफ देता है, जितना भी स्ट्रेस होता है इससे खत्म हो जाता है।
और एक खुशबू भी होती है। I'll try to I mean connect with few more people, but for now, see, this is a Lavender Festival underway in Bhadrawa. It's a beautiful place, and the aroma is in the air. From Bhadrawa, I am Sambhav Sharma for NewsX.
Sambhav has also spoken to Union Minister of State for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, on the booming lavender farming industry in Jammu and Kashmir. Let's listen into this conversation as well.
Hello and welcome to NewsX. I am Sambhav Sharma and joined by Minister Jitendra Singh to talk about lavender farming, because we are here at the ground zero in Doda district of J&K. So what is this fest about, and what's your take on the future of lavender farming in the area?
No, I think the very fact that you traveled all the way from Delhi to this place is a testimony in itself of the success of this venture, which we started with a lot of anticipation, apprehension about a few years back. But now it's given India a new option, also a new genre of agri startups, also exploded the myth that you have to be a great IT expert or a great PhD. You just need to have passion. And I'm glad that CSIR under Ministry of Science and Technology is giving all kind of support, both technical as well as financial. The market linkage is right from the beginning,
Correct.
which is essential to sustain a startup. We already had about 3,000 of them, and now this is being adopted by other Himalayan states, including Uttarakhand, Himachal. And you saw this 2-day festival which attracted participants from all over the country. So I would say, on the one hand, this small place Bhadrawa has gained national identity through this, and also gained a national role in contributing to India's economic growth.
Thank you very much, sir, for connecting with NewsX.
All right, viewers, there of course a very heartwarming story from Jammu and Kashmir. Meanwhile, we're shifting focus to a heart-wrenching one from Bihar. A minor from Bihar's Muzaffarpur who was raped and subsequently assaulted has passed away in Patna. The girl was lured with a chocolate near her aunt's home and was taken to a maize field in Muzaffarpur, where she was raped on the 26th of May. The minor rape victim was referred to the Patna Medical College Hospital, where she was made to wait in an ambulance for several hours due to lack of beds. This was just a day before she passed away. Now, according to the PMCH Superintendent Dr. Abhijit Singh, the girl was first brought in with neck and internal injuries at the Sri Krishna Medical College and Hospital in Muzaffarabad. My colleague Ritesh Mishra is there with us on the broadcast. Ritesh, what can you tell us about this tragedy? Minor was raped, and then when she went in order to gain medical treatment, she was made to wait in an ambulance.
बिल्कुल, देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि ये जो इंसिडेंट है ये बहुत शेमफुल है मेडिकल फ्रेटर्निटी के लिए, बिहार सरकार के लिए। एक माइनर लड़की जिसके साथ रेप की वारदात की गई, उसके बाद जो आरोपी है उसने उसके गले को काट दिया, वो पूरी तरीके से सीवियर इंजर्ड थी। उसके बाद उसे पटना के पीएमसीएच में, जो सबसे बड़ा अस्पताल होने का दावा किया जाता है, वहां उसे रेफर किया जाता है मुजफ्फरपुर से। और यहाँ पर आपको जानकर हैरानी होगी कि 1-2 घंटे नहीं बल्कि पूरे 9 घंटे उसे एडमिट होने के लिए, अस्पताल में एडमिट होने के लिए 9 घंटे तक इंतजार करना पड़ा। वो भी तब जब कांग्रेस के जो यहाँ पर स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट हैं, कांग्रेस के जो लीडर्स हैं, उन्होंने इंटरवीन किया, वो यहाँ पहुंचे और तब जाके उसे एडमिट किया जा सका। जाहिर सी बात है कि अगर किसी के भी गले पर गहरा कट हो, लगातार वहां से ब्लीडिंग हो रही हो और उसे इलाज नहीं मिले, 9 घंटे तक उसे एम्बुलेंस में बैठना पड़ेगा, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि वो रिकवर होने में काफी परेशानी होगी। और सबसे बड़ी आप देखिए कि दुख की बात यह है कि उस लड़की की इलाज के दौरान ही मौत हो गई है। और ये पटना के पीएमसीएच में ये कोई पहली घटना नहीं है जो इस तरह से चीजें निकलकर लापरवाही वाले सामने आई हैं। कई बार इस तरह की इंसिडेंट्स हो चुकी है, लेकिन जो हेल्थ मिनिस्टर हैं या बिहार का हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट है, वो इन घटनाओं को लेकर कहीं भी सीरियस नहीं है, कहीं भी उसके इमोशंस नहीं दिखते हैं। एक लड़की की जान चली गई, लेकिन सिर्फ अब इस पर प्रत्यारोप हो रहा है, इस पर जमकर पॉलिटिक्स हो रही है। जी,
बट पॉलिटिक्स के अलावा जो दुर्घटना हुई है उसमें अभी पता चल रहा है कि जो अक्यूज्ड हैं उसको अरेस्ट कर दिया गया है।
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि ये भी बहुत बड़ा सवाल है कि बिहार में जहां पर वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बात होती है, मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार की यूएसपी है वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, वहां पर लगातार इस तरह की घटनाएं हो रही हैं। एक माइनर लड़की जिसके साथ रेप किया जाता है, चलिए पुलिस अपनी पीठ थपथपा रही है कि हमने जो एक्यूज्ड है, जो आरोपी है, उसे हमने अरेस्ट कर लिया है, लेकिन आखिर जो एक्यूज्ड है या इस मेंटलिटी के लोग हैं, उनकी मानसिकता क्यों ऐसी हो रही है कि वो किसी का भी रेप कर दे रहे हैं, किसी का भी मर्डर कर दे रहे हैं और उन्हें किसी बात का डर नहीं है। क्योंकि पुलिस का जो खौफ है, जो भी क्रिमिनल्स हैं उनके अंदर बिहार में नहीं है। उन्हें पता है कि वो कोई भी वारदात करेंगे, पुलिस जो है वो कैजुअल तरीके से, चाहे वो रेप का मामला हो, वो मर्डर का मामला हो, वो छोटी मोटी लूट की घटना हो, पुलिस प्रत्येक मामले में एक ही निगाह से देखती है। और यही कारण है कि बिहार में जो सीरियस ऑफेंसेस हैं उनमें लगातार इजाफा हो रहा है।
जी, हमें ये भी पता चल रहा है दैट द गर्ल was registered at the emergency department at 1:23 p.m. after arriving at the PMCH on Saturday. Reports are telling us that she was, however, not admitted to the intensive care unit in the gynecology department until 3:44 p.m. This is over 2 hours later. And during that time, she remained in the ambulance and was moved between departments like the ENT department and the pediatrics in search of a bed. Now, according to reports, these departments did not have ICU facilities available, and eventually she was admitted to the gynecology ICU but then passed away at 8:15 a.m. yesterday, that is Sunday. Meanwhile, we're also getting reports that the uncle has alleged that he was asked to pay rupees 2,000 for an oxygen cylinder when the supply ran low during transit. I'm also being joined by Ellen Rao, former DCP Special Cell of the Delhi Police. Good morning. Thank you for speaking to NewsX. A heart-wrenching incident has taken place in Bihar. A minor girl was raped, and while she'd gone to the hospital, while she was taken to the hospital in order to treat her injury, she was made to wait in the ambulance for hours at end. She's of course now succumbed to her injuries. What do you make of what has transpired? Though the accused has been arrested, this poor child has lost her life.
Good morning, ma'am. This is really a very serious incident, and that number one, she was raped, and another very serious issue when she was taken to the hospital. There was no facilities, proper facility to get her treated, and that's why she succumbed to her injuries. Anyway, this matter should have been taken by the police and the hospital administration immediately, because such incidents are very grave and serious. And this, number one, such type of incidents should be prevented. And if these are committed, then the proper treatment to the victim is very much required, and appropriate legal action is required by the by the police. That's good news that the accused has been arrested. Now I think that the investigation should be completed in a very time-bound manner, and all evidences which are required to be punished to punish this accused, they should be collected very meticulously, and then the charge sheet should be filed within very short time, so that the trial can be completed and soon, and then that net result may come out after this against this accused in this investigation during trial of this case. So the senior officers of the hospital administration and the police senior officers should also take a note of it. Then what was the reason when this treatment was delayed, and if the equipments and other facilities were not available, what was the reason? The police should have also been requested to the hospital authorities to get the victim treated as soon as possible, and the proper treatment was required, but unfortunately it could not be done. So this is really a very serious incident.
All right, sir. With that, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, of course, sharing your perspective on what has transpired. Meanwhile, viewers, we're shifting our focus to some news that we're tracking from Colorado. We're learning that at least 6 people have been burnt in a targeted terror attack in Colorado's Boulder at Park Street Mall during a rally for Israeli hostages in Gaza. FBI Director Kash Patel has described this as an act of terror and has stated that federal agents have joined law enforcement on the scene. Let's in fact take you through some of the details that we've been able to track. We've learned that Mohamed Sabry Soliman, who's been described by authorities as the man behind the attack, is reportedly a foreign national who overstayed his visa after arriving in the US 2 years ago. Meanwhile, the FBI has confirmed his Egyptian nationality. Soliman is originally an immigrant from Kuwait under Joe Biden's open door policy 2 years ago. You can see those visuals on your screen. He's right there towards the left. He can be seen, and on the right of the screens, you can see him holding those Molotov cocktails. There's the image of him being arrested by the police department. In fact, the police has issued a statement. We have the soundbite with us as well. I request the crew to play it out so that we get to know what exactly the Colorado police has shared with regards to his identity.
Today I'm here to give you very preliminary information about an attack that occurred here in downtown Boulder at about 1:26 p.m. today. At that time, Boulder Dispatch received several calls to the county courthouse located at 1325 Pearl Street here in Boulder. The initial callers indicated that there was a man with a weapon and that people were being set on fire. The initial response by our officers, we were on scene very quickly. When we arrived, we encountered multiple victims that were injured with injuries consistent with burns and other injuries. While our officers and paramedics and fire department personnel got those victims quickly to the hospital, our officers were pointed out, a suspect was pointed out to our officers on the scene. Our officers immediately encountered that suspect who was taken into custody without incident. That suspect, who I'm not able to ID at this time, was taken to the hospital with some minor injuries as well. And there's a lot more we're investigating right now before I'm able to release information on that person. The scene itself is contained, but we have a large area here in downtown Boulder closed off right now. Businesses have been closed and we have asked people to avoid the area.
All right, there of course, the Colorado police informing that this incident had taken place in the afternoon around 1:26 p.m. The rally goers did suffer burn injuries. This is what has also been confirmed by the Colorado police. Meanwhile, the area has been cordoned off. My colleague Aditya Vadwan is joining us with more details. Aditya, fresh revelations as far as the Colorado attack is concerned. FBI Director Kash Patel had earlier dubbed this as a terror attack. We've of course seen two Israeli embassy officials earlier targeted in Washington DC, and now this terror attack in Colorado where 6 individuals were burnt with Molotov cocktails that was hurled by a protester who's been identified as Mohamed Sabry Soliman, who has reportedly overstayed his visa in the United States of America. What other details do you have?
Well, absolutely. If you see, I mean, this particularly Mohamed Sabry, he overstayed his visa in the United States of America, and at this juncture, when the United States Trump administration is going hard on the deportation thing, it is a very serious issue as to how he overstayed in the United States of America. This Trump administration is absolutely has zero tolerance policy for any anti-Semitism behavior. Recently, what we have seen that, when Trump administration withdrew the fund from the Harvard, it has U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio specifically said that no anti-Semitism behavior will be tolerated upon the university campus. And this terror attack, which has happened in United States of America, where people were burned, in a pro-Jewish march, in a pro-Jewish demonstration that was taking place. It raises serious concern as to who was this Mohamed Sabry. Currently, he is being, he's been identified, he's being interrogated by the United States Police, and at this juncture, their efforts are on. The investigation is ongoing in this case. As to where was he living for so far, and how did he plan? Was there any logistical support from any other terror group or not? Because we have seen earlier in the past, there have been lone wolf attacks by the so-called self-styled ISIS militants in the past across United States and Europe. So at this juncture, it is essential to note that who is this? How could he? How this Mohamed Sabry managed to overstay his visa?
Indeed,
in the United
as
States?
you pointed out aptly, Aditya, there's been a crackdown that we've been witnessing by the Trump administration as far as illegal immigrants are concerned. So of course, this is quite a shocker for them, no doubt. Meanwhile, I'm also being joined by Professor Madhav Nalapat, Editorial Director of the Sunday Guardian. Sir, good morning and thank you for speaking to NewsX. We're discussing the terror attacks that has taken place in Colorado earlier. The suspect has been identified as Mohamed Sabry Soliman. He is in fact a foreign national who overstayed his visa. The FBI has confirmed this. They've also confirmed that he's originally an Egyptian national who arrived in the United States of America from Kuwait under Joe Biden's open door policies. So do you think this gives more ammo for Trump in particular? And my second question, a quick follow-up to this. India has, of course, reacted to this development. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, who is leading the all-party delegation in the United States of America, he has stated that there is no place for terror in our country. So do you think this, of course, is a chilling reminder of the message that India is carrying forward?
Look, I want to say that this shows what Israel is facing, what the Jewish people are facing. And this only shows that the Palestine, whatever area it has, can be a completely free Palestine only after terror is removed from there, that is, terrorists are eliminated in Palestine. That is why, for example, Netanyahu has been going after them so ruthlessly, and the Trump administration has supported him. The fact is that Joe Biden was very permissive, and he was not the first president who was so permissive. Previous presidents also have been very permissive of this kind of immigration to the United States. In some time, this gentleman would have been a U.S. citizen. So the reality is, this shows in us in clear relief what Israel is facing, what the Jewish people are facing. They are facing an enemy that is determined not just to wipe out the state of Israel, but the Jewish people itself. I mean, as a great people, they've done so much for humanity, and these elements want to wipe them out. So I want to say that this brings into relief, I mean, very sharp relief, the situation facing the Jewish community, the situation facing Israel, and it explains why Israel is taking a hard policy, and it explains why the Trump administration has taken a hard policy. I think Shashi has spoken correctly. He is reflecting precisely the views of all right-thinking people in India. And when I use the word right, I don't mean the political sense, but I mean the word correct. It's better to be correct than politically correct sometimes. So I want to say I am deeply, deeply horrified by this. And of course our hearts go out in sympathy to the victims. And this is such a terrible way of attacking, through a flamethrower, making people go on fire and try and kill them. And at the least they'll suffer from terrible burns. It's a very dastardly act, and it just shows what Israel is facing, what the Jewish people are facing, but they will come out victorious. They lasted through the worst situation in the previous century, and they will overcome this as well. There's no doubt about it. And those elements are responsible for attempts to wipe out the Jewish community, not just the state of Israel, are going to be, I'm very certain, eliminated. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, sharing your perspective on what has transpired in Colorado. With that, viewers, it's a wrap on this bulletin. More news and updates on the other side. Stay tuned on NewsX.